And in MMA, if this is not the game you're practicing in your jiu-jitsu, and then you do MMA, if your default setting isn't to go after and go underneath and go after the underhooks, if that's not your default setting, you see this all the time. You see this from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt champions. They're not used to playing any clinching game. They're just not punching. And when he starts punching, this is what you do in half guard. They play traditional. They're just trying to stop the punch here. But this does stop the punches, and it makes it hard to get hit. You know, and he slips out, and you go on him, and you're trying to hold him. This does, but you're caught underneath. So you can stop the right punch with an overhook here, but if you went under here, you stop it with an underhook too. He's gonna punch my ribs. As soon as he punches my ribs, then we take the back. So he can't punch you with the right arm either, with the underhook. Can't hurt you. But your default setting has got to go underneath. Your survival setting is overhook and hold. And that's what all these black belts are playing. They're just going to survival setting because their game in the gym is not a clinching game. It's not. No one's clinching. Everyone's going Berimbolos and De La Riva, which has a place in MMA too, I feel, in certain situations. But you got to be clinching the upper body. You got to go for that naturally. If that's your game without punches, when there's punches, it's the same game. It's the exact same thing. You know, this is not like a coincidence that I'm pushing this game. This is the goal is to constantly make a game, just like Marcelo says when he's talking about gi and no gi. There's gi, there's no gi, and then there's MMA. 3 different stuff. Marcelo's talking about training the gi like you would no gi, so that when you train no gi, it's the same game. Smart. Yeah, it's very smart. He's saying this now, not just me. Now I don't say that I say it. He says it. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to this crazy guy. I believe in chemtrails. Why are you trying to believe in him? I'm not credible. I'm not credible. Listen to him. Listen to what Roger Gracie says. 80% of BJJ is useless in MMA. All that means is 80% of the gi techniques don't work when someone's trying to punch you. That's what that means. And Hickson, last year, said 70%. Not 80, he said 70. So say 75%. Hickson and Hodger said that. And Hickson, and then Marcelo was saying, don't use the collars and sleeves in the gi. Those are all the top guys. The legend, and then the top Gracie, and then the top non-Gracie. They're all saying this. So you listen to them. So what I'm saying is, that's smart. If you're going to train in the gi and no gi, when you're training in the gi, use no gi grips. I say use MMA grips, and MMA grips will work in the gi, no gi, and MMA. That would be the best thing. If that existed, if MMA grips existed, that would be. Maybe they don't exist. Maybe the no-gi grips are MMA grips. I don't believe that. With all the black belts out there, with all that fought MMA, not one world champion black belt out there is lighting the world on fire with his guard. Not one. I can't name one. All these guys. The ones that the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts that are lighting the world on fire, they're doing it with their striking. You know, I was saying Aldo and Renan Barão, they're choking people out too, but they're not known for amazing guards or even amazing mounts, because the mount's the same thing, the same problem. They're grabbing the collar, and the base of the mount is the collar with one hand, bam, bam. That's the gi mount. Now there's no collar, everyone just mounts and punches and hopes they get the back. That's it. It's really, really mount. Yeah, wrestlers do that. You wouldn't even tell the difference between a wrestler and a jiu-jitsu guy. They get in the mount, they're punching, get the back, and then the round runs out while the dude's on his back. That's what we're saying.